You're about to watch some clips of a young woman explaining her spiritual and emotional journey to healing her past sexual trauma by inserting a yoni egg into her vagina. As you're watching this, I want you to think to yourself, what if the woman who was presenting this information were 300 pounds, ugly, out of shape, middle-aged, or some combination of those unattractive characteristics? Would you respond any differently, and why?
Hello, I just finished filming a video, take my mic off, wearing my cute little corset, but a lot of you are asking what womb healing is. It is my belief and knowing that within our wombs is an entire universe of joy, sensation, and pleasure. I kind of think of the womb as a third brain, along with the gut and the heart.
The womb as a third brain.
There are different areas within the body that carry so much wisdom that is beyond our thinking mind. My suicidal thoughts at the time were stemming from so many old beliefs that were deeply ingrained from my childhood domestic abuse, from selling my body at 17 to pay my rent, Selling my body at 17 to pay my rent, So with the egg inside of me, I would just inhale and rock my hips upward and squeeze and really visualize the sexual energy rising up my spine, and I would exhale and release and feel that energy coming back down to replenish me in this loop, sometimes called the microcosmic orbit. And so that's what I would do with my Yoni egg masturbation.
Yoni egg masturbation.
Before making pronouncements on the internet, it's good to ask yourself, what if I'm wrong? What if the exact opposite were true? Sadly, I think most people don't ask themselves this because if they did, the terrible, terrible truth would be that they have nothing to say, that nobody would really care what they have to say, unless they're beautiful. If you're beautiful, you can get away with saying any amount of pseudoscientific bullshit on the internet, and people will still listen to you. There is no scientific evidence that shows that using a yoni egg will increase the strength of your pelvic floor muscles. Back in 2018, Goop, run by Gwyneth Paltrow, settled a lawsuit which had been filed over their 3 wellness products. Goop Inc. has settled a consumer protection lawsuit filed by Santa Clara County District Attorney Jeff Rosen and 9 other state prosecutors, alleging that Gwyneth Paltrow's wellness empire sold a series of women's health products whose advertised medical claims were not supported by competent and reliable science. Goop advertised that the jade and rose quartz eggs, egg-shaped stones designed to be inserted vaginally and left in for various lengths of time, could balance hormones, regulate menstrual cycles, prevent uterine prolapse, and increase bladder control. The health and money of Santa Clara County residents should never be put at risk by misleading advertising. We will vigilantly protect consumers against companies that promise health benefits without the support of good science. Or any science. A brief Google search will lead you to a website where doctors are discussing using a jade egg. What are the potential risks? Dr. Jen Gunter, an OBGYN specializing in infectious diseases, cautions that inserting foreign objects into the vagina increases the risk of infection and toxic shock syndrome. Jade is a semi-porous material, which means that bacteria can get in and stay in the toy, even after it's cleaned. Prolonged insertion also prevents your body's natural secretions from properly draining. When you close off the vagina, you interfere with its self-cleaning ability, says Chang. That can cause unwanted materials and bacteria to accumulate. Sloan adds that natural stones can also chip. Any rough spots or cracks in the egg could cause irritation, scratches, or tears in the vaginal tissue. Yikes. One aspect of this use of the yoni egg is the claim that in ancient China, women used yoni eggs to improve their sexual health. Has the jade egg become such a big seller for sexual health that it is currently sold out, or is there more to the story? As the Goop website no longer provides information of the so-called benefits of this rocky egg, we need to look at the reason why this product may be listed as sold out. The site initially recommended that women insert the egg into their vaginas for several hours, or even overnight, to get better connected to the power within. The egg was supposed to increase vaginal muscle tone, hormonal balance, and feminine energy in general. The eggs were also claimed to have been used as an incredible secret practice by ancient Chinese concubines. The concept of ancient when discussing a medical therapy may give an illusory notion that the practice is indeed healthful, as it dates back over millennia. As the jade egg was touted as an ancient practice, Dr. Gunter and her colleague Dr. Sarah Parekh, an archaeologist, investigated whether or not, indeed, vaginal insertion of a jade egg was an ancient Chinese practice. Their study of over 5,000 jade objects in 4 major Chinese art and archaeology databases found no vaginal eggs. There was no evidence that vaginal jade eggs were used for sexual health in ancient Chinese cultures. This isn't really news. This happened back in 2017 and 2018. But still, in the year 2021, women are coming on the internet and talking about the positive health benefits of using a Yoni egg, of inserting a Yoni egg into their vagina to increase the strength of their pelvic floor muscles and to improve their overall sexual health. Now, you might ask, what's the harm, Melissa? Really, if it makes these women happy to stick rocks in their vaginas, why bother criticizing them? My response would be that happiness, maximizing happiness, isn't the meaning of life, and that life isn't worth living if it's based on delusion. Spiritual, pseudoscientific beliefs like this are dangerous, and if you believe that we are angels living in vessels, as Hitomi likes to say, you don't take life as seriously as you would if you really were firmly rooted in the reality that this is the one life that you have to live. This is our one chance on this earth to make a difference, to do anything with your life, to help other people. Ironically, people who have spiritual beliefs about life actually value life less because they think that they'll have another shot. They think that they're going to come back again at some point, that they're going to be reincarnated into another vessel. Every day they're deluding themselves, pretending like they have another shot, that there's another chance to remake themselves into another image, when this is their one life. Everyone who they've been in the past is them. Their past is who they are. When you live every day with the reality that this is your one shot, this is your one chance today to make the best of today, you take life a lot more seriously than you would otherwise if you believed that you had another chance, that you could remake yourself, or that you could reincarnate as somebody else. Getting back to the question that I posed at the start of this video, what if the woman who was presenting this information were obese, ugly, unattractive generally? How would you respond? It's important to be honest with ourselves about why it is we're paying attention to somebody and why it is that we're taking somebody's advice seriously. People would not have as much patience for this information if it were being presented by somebody who was not beautiful. If you search on the internet for Yoni Egg, you might get the impression that only beautiful women use Yoni eggs, but this isn't the case. A lot of women who watch Hitomi Mochizuki, who watch these other influencers talking about their Yoni egg practice, are not attractive. That they watch these women because they want to be like them. They want to emulate them. We can't help the bodies that we're born into. We can't help that we're ugly, but if we watch somebody else who's more attractive, maybe we can incorporate some of their practices into our lives. You don't have to be beautiful for these spiritual, pseudoscientific beliefs to have a destructive impact on your life. Unattractive people, disfigured people, mentally disabled people, they're also at risk. They also can fall prey to these spiritual beliefs. The difference is most people have way less patience for hearing this same kind of pseudoscientific bullshit from people who are not attractive, people who are not beautiful. We as humans, as animals, we all have a bias to beauty. It's not evil. It's just something that needs to be considered when you're incorporating a belief into your life, when you're assessing the truth of what somebody is presenting to you. Are you only finding merit in this? Are you only finding some validity in this because you find them attractive? Because you want them to be interested in you? Because you want to be attractive to them? It's important that we're honest with ourselves about this bias when we're encountering new information, when we're learning things for the first time. Are we just listening to them because we find them attractive? Are we only going to incorporate this into our life, into our own philosophy, just because some beautiful person said it? Remain skeptical and examine the merit and truth behind what somebody says, rather than just unquestioningly believing what somebody says because you find them beautiful.